city to burn.
Hi, welcome to another review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Cyberpunk 2077. Now, if you haven't heard of this game, it's been on the cards for years and years, and as you can see from this image here, this is Keanu Reeves, and he's been on all of the trailers that have been coming out for quite a while and all the talk of it. So people are expecting this to be absolutely fantastic. There's been a few little nervous times regarding it, but now I'm going to give you what I actually think of this and whether you should look into it or not. So here we are, Cyberpunk 2077. It is based in Night City. There's various different areas, and Cyberpunk 2077 kicks us into this beautiful, dazzling, dense cityscape with a few restrictions. The look of the city takes a great deal of inspiration from other things, such as Blade Runner movies, Altered Carbon TV series, the Fifth Element movie. Lots and lots of neon. Looks absolutely phenomenal. The whole game just looks really, really incredible. Been a lot of time and a lot of effort put into getting the look of this game right. Now, personally, I think that a lot of it looks like today. If you've ever been to the likes of New York or Tokyo, you will see the city at night looking very, very similar to this. And it had an air and a feel of a cartoon from years ago called Akira, which I really, really did like and enjoy. It's a classic Japanese manga movie. So much to say, it looks striking. It's full of bright fluorescent lights, enormous skyscrapers which have whole communities in them, and a really high reflective world of the future. As you can see from these images here, it looks great. So this is what the city is made up of. It's made up of various different districts and areas, and this is a map of what it looks like. Now, we've got the main districts as Westbrook, Santo Domingo, Pacifica, Haywood in the city centre, and Watson, and it's broken down into different areas. There's 15 different areas. As you can see here on the side, we've got Kabuki, Kobo Plaza, Coast View, Japantown, which is where the main protagonist actually lives. It's where V's apartment actually is. We've got North Oak, Chapter Hill, The Glen, Vista del Rey, Arasca Waterfront, Downtown Little China, Arroyo, West Wind Estate, Wellsprings, Rancho Coronado, is that how that's pronounced? Northside Industrial District. Now, there's lots of districts around the outside of the city that you can get into as well, not just the city centre area. And this is the way it's broken down, but there are other areas you can actually go to. And some of the side quests within this game are really, really phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant. This city is great. You can just explore. It has this really like a free rein feel to it where you can just wander, and it is absolutely fantastic and rather breathtaking. Now, there has been a few issues with it. There's been a few glitches with it. There's been a few issues when it first came out, but it is believe me, it is absolutely lovely and fantastic and beautiful and great to play. So Night City, this is the Cyberpunk map. Night City is a map which is totally loaded with fun without a shadow of a doubt. There are enormous multi-level skyscrapers that dominate the city horizon. Some of these high rises are basically self-contained cities, as I said earlier. Cyberpunk 77 is a world of much bigger than you actually think once you get down on the ground, because everything is so enormous. It is really fantastic, and the map can also be split into the 6 districts, and there are lots and lots of different ambience within it, and I'm going to show you the different districts to let you know what they're about. You've got the city centre district, which is here, and that's obviously V next to his car, and there's the other districts that actually go around the city centre. So we've got the first one, which is Watson, which is where V's apartment is actually found. This is a neo-Rococo district. It's been described as the meeting point for money and crime, and it's an eye-catching yet dangerous urban jungle, which blends into the neo-extravagance of the gritty criminal dark side. Now, as you can look at it, we have a thing where in the city near where I live in Newcastle. In Newcastle, we have this, which is the entrance to Chinatown. I'm sure most Chinatowns actually have a thing very, very much like that as well. Haywood, this is a completely different district. It's got a lot of Latin American influences in there, and it's an up-and-coming suburban area with plenty of money to spare. And as you can see, it has a slightly different feel as well. All these different districts are all completely different, and I think this adds to the flavour of the game, and there's been a lot of time and effort put into this, which I think is a great idea. This is Westbrook, which is the playground for the wealthy, and this is the casino club at Westbrook, which looks absolutely fantastic, and they seem to have their own visual language and a visual style that's neo-kitsch. Now the neo-kitsch kitsch really defined by being very, very colourful and also using expensive materials because they are just really, really rich. Usually means that they're very natural materials, animal prints and things like that. They will probably have no taste when you see them. You'll be able to spot them a mile away as well. The mega buildings, these are the cities within these huge, huge skyscrapers. Basically their own entire skyscraper is stuffed with this complete society. These buildings are self-contained micro communities that can operate apart from the rest of the city. So we've got the Orbital Space Centre, which is in the centre, which is featured on the subway map, and we've got Santo Domingo, and Santo Domingo is different from other neighbourhoods because it basically runs all the city. It powers the entire city and is littered with power plants and factories as well, and as a result the area is actually polluted. Now the game offers a staggering amount of choice, honestly a staggering amount of choice that's built into the characters and the quests, and even when you want to confront your enemies, there's various things you can actually do. You can just knock people out, or you can get rid of them if you want to by blowing them away, and your decisions have a tangible and natural feel impact on the rest of the world around the stories and the people that are inhabited. So you might do something that will impact the story later on, so you need to be aware of that. The stories can be emotional, funny, dark, exciting, and sometimes all of these things at once. The depth of variation is available throughout most of these and generally hard to wrap your head around. You must understand that Cyberpunk 77, just because something is a side mission, as I said earlier, doesn't mean it's not important to the story. So the side missions are great. Now the other thing, when you complete the game and you finish it, which might take you around 20 hours or so, then when you go back to the game again, you will have lots of new and different endings for it as well, which is a great touch. So the missions themselves are largely delightful, ranging from hilarious and deep emotional and thrilling intensity and dark. The main quests may be shorter than expected, but when it's taken on its own, it's not always clear what you need to do and the meaningful changes to the finale, so you're not really sure what's going on. This is the free flow element of the game, which I thought was absolutely fantastic, but the multitude of side quests available almost start that you can you get surprisingly powerful effect on the options that you have to get out there. So all of the side quests really, really do make a great difference, so you should put a lot of time and effort into those as well. When it comes to getting loud, especially on here, the soundtrack is absolutely fantastic. The music is fantastic throughout. All the radio stations are full of songs made by in-universe artists singing about the struggles of the night, like it was a real place, which is great. And the combat music is really, really quite fantastic as well. So the look of the game, I think, is its main strength. It just looks so fantastic, and I'm a big fan of, obviously, being the age I am, of the first Blade Runner movie. Had a great effect on me. Ridley Scott became one of my favourite directors, not just because he's from this part of the world, believe it or not. Him and his brother were born very near here. And the look of this game has a complete Blade Runner feel, especially the last Blade Runner movie. If you've seen the TV series Altered Carbon, it has the feel of that as well, and also a slight feel with some of the shapes of the buildings and the way the buildings look of a movie called Fifth Element, which I think is a great movie as well. But all in all, it still looks very similar to if you've been in New York at night, or if you've ever had the chance to go to Tokyo. I think there's something like 20 million people actually live in Tokyo City, and at night it does look very similar to this. So this is not as far-fetched as you think, but the look of the game is just absolutely fantastic, and all of the buildings and the streets and everything just look incredible. So it's all rather epic. That's the feel that I got from it. I thought it was great, and all of the different areas. It just is a fantastic game to actually play. The side missions are great, and the game has this free-form structure, as I've mentioned, and I think that adds to it. You can go anywhere you want. You can wander if you like, and sometimes you feel, even when you're playing the game and moving on, you feel like you might not be actually getting anywhere, but you actually are. And when you go back to the game after completing the game, the endings will have drastically changed, which is a great bonus as well, and the graphics are just breathtaking. So that is Cyberpunk. It looks absolutely fantastic. This is what it looks like. This is one of the major views of the city, and as you can see, it just looks totally, it's the dogs. It looks really great. It really does. Now the Cyberpunk 27, it has a level of design and frequently is a playground of decisions to make. Now when I say that, what I mean, I've written down this because I thought, well, what exactly does that mean? It means that when you find a hidden entrance, you can actually kick the door down and start firing for maximum effect if you want, but there's tons of valuable items that you can actually get tucked and hidden away around corners. There's computer consoles that you can make access to where you can get emails for information, and there is stealth elements, whether it's just you crouching and getting past something that you don't want to be near, or if you want to stay out of sight, you can crouch, but then you can go and do various takedowns if that's what you want to do. And I loved the puzzling out the best route and using the quick hacks to mess with the guards along the way. It is a really great for those kinds of elements as well. So that was Cyberpunk 2077. My verdict on this is all little glitches at the beginning that people got a bit upset about. I think a lot of people also replied to many reviews when they hadn't even seen the game kicking off online for no reason. I think it looks fantastic. I think people will really enjoy it, and I think when there's lots and lots of fixes, it would be absolutely brilliant for many people to play. Cyberpunk 2077, thanks for watching another review. Take care, and I'll be back and speak to you soon. Cheers, bye bye.
Samurai. We have a city to burn.